Hello boys and girls, it's Georgi and you're watching JSOS here with another cocktail today because it's Sunday, of course. So today we're gonna make sangria. We're gonna make a wonderful big cocktail pitch of sangria because it's hot outside, it's summer, and what else is better than something refreshing and not very strong in ABV. However, when I say sangria, you probably expect to be the red sangria, but it won't be. Today we're gonna do a white sangria. If you want to see a good recipe of red sangria, make sure you check Anders' channel.
I put together a recipe I am proud of. This is gonna be great for a party. It's best enjoyed if you make it a few hours or even the night before you are ready to enjoy it. And it's gonna be straightforward. Let's get to the point where we're drinking it.
But we're gonna make white sangria today. And if you never try sangria, it's basically wine mixed with one or two different spirits, bunch of fruits inside, lots of ice, and just refreshing sips for the summer. So, if you're ready boys and girls, let's have a little history about the sangria before we actually make it. Early Greeks and the Romans used to mix their wine with a little bit of spirit and spices and whatever fruit they can find around. Yeah, sounds familiar? So basically they did this because the water wasn't very good for drinking. It was kind of a, not very clean. So that was probably the best solution to enjoy a little bit of wine with spirit, a little bit diluted, and of course with some fruitiness and spices. In the 1700s and 1800s, sangria, or a style of sangria, also was quite popular in England and France, and mainly it's been made with a wine from French grapes, okay? Obviously there was a white sangria, there was a sparkling sangria, there was even sangria made with peaches, which is called zura. So, as you can see, sangria going way back as a template, as an idea, as a fruity drink, different way to enjoy the wine. But today the sangria, as you know it, by the way, sangria in Spanish means blood, that's why it's red, that's where the name comes from, I presume. But the way how you know the sangria today and the popularity come back in 1964 in the World's Fair in the New York City. The Spanish pavilion kind of a promoted drink, and since then it's became very famous all around the world, and it's literally everywhere. You can find it pretty much everywhere. However, today, under the European law, sangria can be made only in Spain and in Portugal to call it sangria the proper way and maybe export it, and it needs to be not more than 12% ABV. So, there you have it. The final verdict of the whole story is that the best sangria is the homemade sangria. So, you do it as you like it. You improvise, you choose the wine, you choose the spirit which you want to put, you choose the fruits. The basic is the same. So let's see what we're using today for my version of the white sangria. Okay, first we're gonna start with the wine. I'll be using Italian wine. Now the reason why I want Italian wine is because it's more fruity, it has acidity, have a little sharpness to the palate. It's worked fantastic for my recipe of the sangria and the ingredients which I'm gonna use. You can use Spanish or Portuguese wine, but you can have a little bit of kind of an oakiness to it. If you like the oak, if you like more of like a woodiness, it's absolutely fine. I do prefer a little bit crispy, floral, fruity, with a little bite. Wonderful, refreshing white wine, okay? It doesn't have to be something high-end, but it needs to be a good white wine. Then, in the original sangria, most of the time you're gonna find out brandy or maybe some orange liqueur, or something on this type like a dark spirit. With the white sangria we're gonna use again kind of a type of brandy. You can use apple brandy, but I do prefer to make it with a Calvados to bring a little bit more fruity and kind of a acidity to the whole mix. To sweeten the thing a little bit, and because it's the season of elderflower, we're gonna use a little bit of elderflower liqueur as well. When it comes to the fruits, I keep it very minimal, just one lemon, one apple, and some mango chunks. Now here is a little tip for you. If you don't want to go with a fresh mango, go and buy yourself, like I do, a frozen mango chunks, and you can use this a little bit like a replacement of the ice, and you see why, because most of the people do the sangria with wine, with the spirits and the ice in the pitch. I do prefer to build up my sangria and put ice in my glasses, but let's start building now because it's gonna be fairly quick, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about it. Okay, so grab your cocktail pitch or jar or whatever you want to use. You can even use a big bottle, really doesn't matter. You just need to put all the ingredients somewhere so you can mix them. I will start with my Calvados, and I'm gonna use 2 ounces of the Calvados, or this is 60 ml. Now I don't want to be very strong, I just want to bring some of this apple flavor to it, just a little bit bite, but it's gonna be overall refreshing, okay? 1 ounce of the Elderflower Liqueur, or a 30 ml. Lovely. Then you can drop your mango chunks inside. As I say, they are frozen. They're gonna defrost very quick, but this is gonna help to cool down a little bit and of course absorb the flavors from the brandy and the elderflower. Now, with the fruits, all you need to do, you can use wheels or you can cut the fruit as you like. I do prefer to do my lemon in wedges. There we go. 1 whole lemon is going out, and this is gonna bring a lovely zesty refreshment to the sangria. You don't need to squeeze it, you can just leave it as it is to infuse inside. And finally the apple. Again, I'm gonna cut my apple in wedges and just gonna remove the seeds. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now I don't know if you ever tried white sangria before, but since it's a summertime, I think it's the perfect sharing drink to enjoy in the garden, on the terrace, or you know, anywhere. You can pre-batch this, you can put it in the bottles if you want, you can take it to the beach, enjoy it. No matter what you do, just enjoy it. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna give a little stir here. I wanna mix these fruits with the spirits and with the liqueurs. And here is a little suggestion for you. If you want, you can put all these fruits with the spirits in advance in a small kind of a bowl and leave them to infuse for a half an hour, for an hour, whatever you decide. Or you can make the whole sangria and leave in the fridge for at least a few hours before you consume. So it's kind of a infuse everything inside. And finally, I'm gonna grab my wine. Let's open it. I probably should open it in advance, but hey, I'm used to it. Feel like I'm in work. Okay. Oh, it's a wonderful wine. And just pour the whole bottle inside. There you go, simple as that. Again, we're gonna give a little stir. And this, my friends, it's how I make my white sangria. Because red sangria for me, it's a little bit too heavy for the summer. I mean, I know it's served with ice and I know it's cool down and it's nice and refreshing, but I do prefer to have a white sangria because it's, in my opinion, more refreshing for the summer season. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can leave this jar, it's ready. You can just leave it in the fridge for about 2-3 hours just to cool down, to infuse more with the fruits, so the fruits can release some of the oils from the lemon, some of the flavors from the apple, the mango. And all you need to do after is basically get your glasses and don't put ice directly in the sangria. Keep it cool in the fridge, but then get your glasses and fill it up with ice. There you go. As always, I'm using my hands because I'm home, but if you work in a bar, please don't do that ever, yeah? Because you're home, I believe you wash your hands, you can use them. And there you go. Now you can grab some of the fruits if you want in advance. Just put one of the apple, a lemon inside. There's one more here in the other glass because I'll be sharing with my wife. She's just waiting next door, ready for a drink. I mean, she doesn't like much white wine, but she will like this. And if you want, you can grab some of the mango. And nearly done. Let me just put this ice away. There you go. And now I'm just gonna use, I know you shouldn't use strainer, you can just go for it, but I'm just gonna stop some of the fruits coming through the glass. And I'm just gonna put in my glasses a little bit of the lovely white sangria. Also, another option here, if you're fancy, you can top up with a little bit of soda and you can have a lovely sparkling, a little bit kind of a spritz style sangria, okay? So this is it, my friends. I hope you enjoy this little video, different than anything else, but cheers, let's try this lovely refreshing drink. Oh, beautiful. I think I could drop another shot maybe of 1 ounce of the elderflower. Definitely I will do. That's the beauty with the sangria. You make it, you try. Every different wine is gonna bring different flavor to the sangria. So if you think you need a little bit of something more, you can always add to the mix. You can adjust it to your palate, to your liking, and you can just enjoy. So, my lovely friends, I'm gonna go enjoy this with my wife, and you have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday. I have a special one for you. You're gonna go bananas about it, okay? But for now, as always, stay safe and see you next Sunday. Until then, I love you and I leave you now. Bye-bye.